and welcome back to Ace in the Roll. Today we have the other two, because you would have seen the episode with just me and Mega last week. These guys haven't, because it's spoilers for them. But, where we left off, you guys have slain Commander Artos as Skelly beheaded him. But Commander Artos put his hand up on Skelly's face and left a black ooze across his face that caused him to fall unconscious and into the snow. And this is where we rejoin you guys, standing in the now empty garrison, looking over Artos's remains, which are still like steaming with that black liquid, as Skelly is unconscious in the snow next to you. What do you do?
Okay. How about we throw him in the cart?
Wondering,
Yeah, you can do that.
throw him in the horse cart, definitely.
He's light enough. He's a skeleton. You can do that pretty easily with both of you guys.
Are his bones like being held together by magic still?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yeah, he is fine.
That's good
You
to
can
know.
still see that this black liquid almost has like adhered to his face.
Well, that's interesting.
Also, he is moving slightly. Like every once in a while, twitch just slightly.
Okay.
How
Yep.
Kibitzer is moving him to the cart. Can I check to see if the armor is safe to touch? And would that be Arcana or would that be something else?
Yeah, I'd say it's Arcana.
Okay.
And you can see
Alright.
that this armor seems to be like still covered in that black liquid which is like steaming almost. It doesn't
rolled
look
a
like quite
10.
steam. It's almost foul black smoke.
Rolled a 10.
A 10? You think it's risky, but you can't quite tell if it's like it's perfectly safe or dangerous. But you think it's risky.
Okay, I'm not take that risk.
Yeah, I guess that's probably a good idea,
I don't-
especially
I
what
don't-
happened to
I don't
Scully.
I don't want void entity face hugger stuff. If I hadn't seen what happened to Skelly, I'd probably be fine with it. But that looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like void entity stuff. So,
Kind of stuff.
is there anything else you want to do at the garrison, or are you just going to pack up the cart and go on your way?
Let's just pack up and head out.
I think we got it all cleaned out. You think we can take the horse through the Serpent's Cave?
That's a little risky.
There
Wait, hold up. Where else would we go?
is no other way to go.
Okay, so I guess that question's been answered for us.
So you guys are fairly easily able to get most of it the way through the cave. The one place you would really have there's actually two places you'd have an issue. The water area in the center, which luckily, since this is a area with a lot of water, this cart is built to float like many others, except not quite, because it's full of weapons now. You are still able to get across, luckily, since it is not a wide river. Pretty much at least one wheel will always be on it, and with some pushing on you guys' behalf, you're able to get it past. You can pretty much fit it through everywhere. There's some close calls until you get to that kind of pile of rocks at the entrance of the cave, which are still there, just kind of still piled up, that you guys could walk over, but there's no way you're getting the cart past that.
Can we move? Can we move the rocks?
Yeah.
We
that's a
Yeah.
good
move some
question.
of
Honestly, easy enough. They're not too huge of rocks. You can move them out of the way. It does take
Okay.
a long time, and you can see the sun coming in through the cave entrance ahead. And the sun definitely starts getting a little bit more orange as the day goes on, as you have to move all of these rocks out of the way. But you're able to get the cart through and get it back on the path.
Are we able to get the horse through?
Yeah, you're able to get through. The horse does get quite impatient, but you're able to keep
Yeah,
it
like
calm.
is the horse okay?
Yeah, you're able to get everything through. And
Alright.
I'm assuming you want to head back to Dorad unless you have any other plan that you want to do.
Borad's the orc village, right?
Yeah. It's been a little while for us since we've been there, because it's been, what, 5 weeks or 6 weeks now? Since you guys were
Yeah, but
there.
what-
That's true.
It's been a long
So
time. Not in game,
we're-
though. It's been like a little over 24 hours in game.
Yeah.
Let's head back. Let's head back. Show the orcs what we got.
Yeah, you can see smoke rising up from the city ahead, and quickly we'll just roll a perception check, one of you guys.
I just a straight. Wait,
Yep.
where's perception? Sorry, where's trying to? 18.
18, you can tell there's a little too much smoke. There shouldn't be that much smoke coming from a normal orcish village. Now, they definitely produce a lot of smoke. They like having braziers and fires. But that seems a little excessive amount of smoke today.
Okay, well that's not good. Smoke means fire, and excessive amounts of smoke means excessive amount of fire.
Too much fire.
So you think you're
Well,
probably
we
about
could go-
like 10 minutes away with cart, but you could probably run there in like 5 or less.
Let's maybe should we might be able to split up and one of us stay with the cart, or we could secure it. So
Okay, then
won't move.
I'll go ahead. So I will zoom.
Okay, yeah, with your
Okay.
like new
Yeah, you're
bonus action dash.
you're very fast, and I'm
Oh,
very
yeah.
strong, and there's nothing else that needs to be said about that. Nothing about my height.
Yeah. So you guys are able to, or I guess just Sheeta's able to get to the village. You can see that most of the smoke seems to be coming from a one central fire in the center, which you can see there's a lot of logs and also bodies piled up that are being burned. And there's definitely a few, actually not just a few, a lot of soldiers and armor sitting around, and there's some orcs there too. And you can see there's a couple standing around the fire, dragging bodies over. And there
What kind
is,
of bodies are they? Orc bodies?
you can see some orc which they're being a lot more careful with, and some that just soldiers that they're just chucking onto the fire of humans and elves that are wearing that purple armor. And they're definitely stealing some of the armor off of them, but not taking it
Okay,
all.
and the purple armor is for the king?
Yes.
Okay,
So you would recognize these as the same type of soldiers that attacked the tavern.
got it.
And you can definitely see that
I
the lead orc is still there. You can see one of the orc that Skelly asked for a wool coat is helping him carry a body over to the fire and toss it on. And the buildings are just, many of them are wrecked or burned. You can see that like laying over one of the buildings is the corpse of that dragon from the tavern, with a lot of spears stuck in it and chains wrapped around its leg and on one of its wings, and is just dead on one of the buildings.
quick
That is what you see.
while Sheeta does this, I'm gonna start leading the horse to the village with the cart. And so like I don't know any of this is happening, but like if Sheeta tells me to turn around, I will, but Sheeta can get there to help faster. So
Okay.
I'm just heading with the cart. Slowly heading with the cart.
Aye. Is there anything you want to do, Sheeta? You're just,
Um,
they don't actually see you yet because you're just coming out of the underbrush.
Okay.
It doesn't look like
Can I
there's any
approach one of them?
alive enemies, just the orcs.
I'm gonna approach him.
You can walk up. The lead orc, which I believe introduced himself last time. If not, we'll just say at some point while you were staying there, you would have talked to him, and his name is Gorog.
I think that
Comes
name
over
rings
to you.
a bell.
Yeah, he comes over to you, and he looks happy to see you, but he's clearly very beat up, and one of his arms is in a splint. And says, "Welcome back. We may have miscalculated, but at least we didn't send our own to go and raid the garrison, or we probably wouldn't have survived this attack." You can see that last time you were here, there was probably like 20 to 30 orcs here. You think there's less than 10 now. Like,
Wow, okay.
this has taken quite the toll. What do you want
Okay.
to say?
Well, so you got attacked, I'm assuming?
After raiding
am I-
Hellsgriff, we thought they'd stay there for a while and we'd have a shot, but they immediately came here. I think they suspected we were harboring people. Luckily, they didn't catch anyone.
Well, that is good, and I am grateful for that. Listen, we were able to snag a couple of daggers and assassinate the what was it, 1 or 2 soldiers that were there?
There's 2 soldiers and the
There was
commander.
2. Is it just me, or I got one of the kills?
You killed both of them, I'm pretty sure.
I did.
I
Okay.
think you killed both the guards, and then Skelly finished off the commander. Though you guys all did a ton
You
to
were the
that
one
commander.
who had you had a stealth. You had a good stealth
Yeah.
attack. So, let
Yeah.
me know when I am back to
Aye.
this.
I think about now you'd be arriving and seeing all of this before you.
How many daggers were in there again?
Well, it seems like
It was
seems
like
some
8
honorable-
daggers.
That's
And I think you
right.
took
honorable
like
and
3 of them.
dishonorable-
I did.
It seems like both honorable and dishonorable blood was spilled today. I got more weapons here.
The orc leader just sadly nods to you wordlessly, and he actually walks up to you, Blubble, and says, "So I'm guessing you know Wilvin."
Yes, oh no, is he all right? I have been worried sick about him.
We saw him for a moment, but we were able to get him out of here before the fight broke out, actually. We were going to keep him here, but luckily we were warned of the fight a little bit beforehand by one of our scouts, and we were able to get him out of here to Glimmerfjord.
Glimmerfield, okay.
He's a tough one, but he really shouldn't be in as many battles as he wants to be.
You know, he always says the same about me, so
I know what it's like to have
Just-
someone in the war. My own father was involved in the exact same conflict. Not on the good side, unfortunately. He's a general now.
my father was never a warrior, and I think he resented both myself and his brother for our ways, but I've always been quite close to Wilvin.
You see Gorog put like a hand on your shoulder, like not like firmly, but more like almost tentatively. And he looks at you and says, "The warrior's path is a good one and a righteous one, but..." And he kind of looks over the fire and doesn't finish what he was going to say, because he's clearly a little bit saddened by what's happened here. And you can see the guy, one person walking up, holding some kind of wrapped up garment. And
I start laughing.
the chieftain like looks over a little bit like confused for a moment and almost a little offended until he realizes what you're responding to. You see the other orc come up and he's like, is the skeleton still with you? I have some
Well,
for him.
fortunately enough, he got a black void hand stuck to his face, and he's now unconscious, chilling in the back of our wagon. So
But-
I'll take that for him.
Yeah.
So
He-
with us,
he hands it
but
over
he's
to you.
not with us, but he's not with us, you know?
Is he alright?
He'll be fine.
Oh,
Here,
no.
give me a bucket of water, will you?
Yeah, one of the orcs walks over and grabs a bucket, because they have a little bit of a well set up. Not a very sophisticated one, it's more of a pit with some water in it. But they
works.
bring it over and hand it to you.
Great. Can I go dump it on him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I do that.
Hi. The void liquid does not seem to just like get removed by it. It seems to be a little too stiff, and Skelly just convulses for a moment, and you see like that purple light come off of him. And I'm gonna need you to make a dex save,
A what?
Both of
a
us are
dexterity saving throw.
both of us are just him.
Just him.
Okay.
As essentially he erupts with this purple flame for a moment. It's not going to be a hard dex save because he almost charges up beforehand. but-
16.
Yeah, you pass. It was 10.
Okay.
So yeah, you jump back, and as you see the purple fire come up from on, as he convulses, and you can see that he's not having a great time with whatever he's doing. But
Well, and then I look at the commander and I say, well, whatever you call this is what he is.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Well, it was a bit of haunted armor that we decided to pick a fight with, and then he killed it.
I've never been the most magically inclined. Unfortunately, our shaman is no longer with us after today.
Well, he's a pile of bones at this point. I mean, he's figured out a way to get reincarnated or whatever you want to call it. He'll live.
Reanimated.
I wish we could all. Hey guys, editing Sir Archer here, just interrupting the video to quickly say, after this episode I actually told the Ace in the Roll people that any revival spells aren't going to be able to be used during this campaign, just since they are a little bit overpowered. There still might be NPCs or enemies that have them, but as far as players, they aren't going to be able to get their hands on any resurrection spells or wish spells or anything like that. Okay, back to the episode. But we should probably get you guys going if you want to meet Wilvin.
Yes, of course. And I know that there's many good priests and shamans at Glimmerfjord. I don't know if they're familiar with this, but they're certainly deeply familiar with the earth.
And not many people can bring people back from the dead.
I don't think he's dead.
Oh,
Wait,
he's
are we talking about the
he's
skeleton, or are
definitely
we
dead.
talking
Oh,
about
he's
the
definitely
shaman?
dead.
We're talking about the skeleton.
Oh, I was referring to my shaman.
Oh,
We were
He's-
good friends for many years, probably
my,
3 decades
He's definitely
now.
dead, but I bet we can make him
My
less
bad.
dead.
make him less dead.
So yeah, Gorog is going to kind of invite you guys over and to a trail if you're willing to leave the village with him. And you can
Okay.
see
Are
he's
we-
grabbing a few of his guys as well to bring with
Are we
him.
taking the weapons and the horse?
There's some people unloading them, so
Okay.
yeah, you guys can leave them there. Also, mission complete, by the way. You guys can level up now,
Hey, let's
Yay.
and we're
go.
immediately going to move forward.
Yay.
Okay.
So you guys can walk down the path with Gorog. It's a ways, but it's not too bad. The sun sets by the time you actually get to the water. So you're up at the north of where Dorad is, which
Can you send the map again?
yeah, I'll show it on screen as well for everyone. We do this once an episode now. It's just throw up the map. I'll do that. So Dorad, you pretty much just head a little bit, I guess more north west, because you got to kind of go along the mountains. And you guys can get to the water, where there is almost, imagine a somewhat combination between a Viking longship and a more Native American ship.
Okay.
And not really ship, I guess that would be more of a canoe or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's not a big
Like
boat.
an outrigger kind of canoe,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's kind of somewhere in the middle of those two vessels. And there's definitely enough room for a bunch of people, and there's spots for people to row. And, well, here's your ticket to Glimmerfjord. We would take one with a sail, but unfortunately they definitely see us coming. And Glimmerfjord isn't going to exactly be a friendly place today, after everything that's happened.
Yeah, true.
Unfriendly to all of us, or unfriendly to you?
Probably both. If you so killed a commander of the royal army, then probably they're going to want you, but you've got a few days before they'll hear the news, likely.
If they ever do, considering there's no one to take them the news.
Yes. I would hope so. At least until someone gets back to the garrison. But in the meantime, we should really get going. And he walks onto the boat. And you can see there's 3 other people with him and 4 spots for rowing. So they are going to assume their positions if you want to get on the boat.
Sure, let's
So
get on the
get on
boat.
the boat.
Hey, you guys can also take a long rest while going across.
A long rest?
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
It is not going to be a fast journey like usual, and they are trying to almost circumnavigate some of the major trade routes. So they're almost going back down the fjord and then back up to try and essentially evade anyone seeing them.
Okay.
So it takes nearly 8 hours to go all the way there with just 4 people rowing on a decent sized vessel. You guys can sleep in the meantime.
Okay.
But and they're kind of switching off a little bit, which definitely slows it down again.
We
But
sure are
as you
getting
get there,
electric treatment here.
yeah. So as you arrive, it is still nighttime since it's kind of getting toward winter, and up here there's a lot more exaggerated day-night changes between summer and winter since it's very far north, so the nights are very long. But so you still arrive with plenty of time left in the night. And you would see a figure standing on a kind of stone dock area. You can tell this is kind of not the nicest area of the town, since the docks are kind of run down. There's not many ships around. The ones that are like barely holding together. But you can see the orcs kind of come over and almost shake you awake silently without saying anything. And one of them
I see
walks
the
up
guy.
to the dog.
What species is the guy here?
You can't tell his exact species, but you can tell he's about 2 feet tall.
Okay, I'm gonna
It is. Oh, I guess actually you can see in the dark, so you'd actually be able to see under the hood. I guess you
yeah.
both can. So yeah, you can tell it's a deep gnome man with a very scruffy beard.
Okay.
And
I'm
one of
gonna
his
try and
eyes
greet
is
him.
scarred up.
Let's try and greet him in Gnomish to hopefully make a good first impression.
Yeah. You see, as Wilvin drops his hood down to his shoulders, he looks very happy to see you, Blubble. And
Robin!
do you say
Yay!
that loudly or just quietly? Or
I say it loudly, but in more of a tough guy voice.
Wilvin tries, like, is about to try and hug you, and then he kind of looks away for a moment, and you can see he's a little bit he almost looks very saddened, actually.
So he's happy and
He was
to
happy
see
to
me?
see you, and then immediately, oh, by the way, one of the orcs would have brought Skelly onto the boat. I just forgot to bring that up. I just thought I didn't bring
I
up why
assumed-
Skelly was just not here.
We're gonna clip
He's
that and
just-
send it to him right there.
Yeah, he is just on the boat.
I assumed that Skelly was on the boat.
Yeah. Oops. When you leave the party member in the cart. Just convulsing. Yeah, he hasn't moved, though. He's still in the same position for a while now. He has not erupted in purple flame for a while.
Don't dump any more water on him, Sheeta.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, if we need to give someone a good scare.
Yeah, I mean, you have a bomb now. But, so, Wilvin definitely looks... Wilvin looks really sad and doesn't seem to make eye contact with you, Blubble, like he normally does. Because normally he's very nice and happy and jovial, but today he looks not so good.
Wilvin, what's wrong? What's wrong?
He lets out a big sigh and looks at you and says, I really didn't want you all wrapped up in this. It's...
Wilvin, listen to me.
I heard
know
where you guys were going and what you're going to do, and I can't exactly say I agree with Gorog, as he looks at him. And the orc actually, like, takes a step back. Like, is actually a little bit afraid of how angry Wilvin sounds.
No, Wilvin, I knew you didn't want me wrapped up in this, but I think we both know that it was going to be like this, whether you wanted it to or not.
I have to come clean. I shouldn't have invited you up here. I told you I used to be a rebel leader and everything, but I should have been more honest. I still am. Everyone there at that tavern, well, not everyone, but most of them, are allies against the king. I should have met you somewhere safer, but I had a lapse in judgment. I'm so sorry to get you involved in this. And he just...
Wilvin, when you said that you lied about used to being a rebel leader, I thought you were about to say that you never were, but honestly, that's a good thing you're doing. you believe in, or at least you used to believe in, and
Oh, I still do. And I die
believe
for it. And I
I
probably will
believe
someday.
I believe in something bigger than myself, and that something is honor, really.
Yeah, that dragon though.
I
That
turn,
guy was. Ooh.
I turn back to Sheeta and just like glare at him when I say something bigger than myself.
And then I just shrug, like, what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to be silent.
I didn't say anything.
That's good. You did. It was a warning.
Okay.
Wilvin walks over onto the boat and looks at Skelly and is like, "Well, we should probably find a way to hide him. Might be good, even when he wakes. What the heck is on his face?"
Just a little mishap that happened when he decided to attack the thing on his face.
Well, he needs to get a mask. Luckily, they have some here for the
Yeah.
festival.
I was thinking we need to get him to. I don't know if our shamans know anything about this, but we need to get him to somebody.
Unfortunately, I know what that is, and I'm assuming that
Wait,
was
maybe-
Commander Artos's work.
Was.
Real pain
Well,
to
how
try
did
and
you
kill
know
that
that?
thing. He just keeps coming back. Time I shot that guy like 50 times in the chest. I used up every shot I had, and he just kept coming back.
Did you ever cut off his head?
Yes. Tried everything. Every time he just comes right back. You can see he's like getting visibly angry about this too. And also, you can see on his hip now, under the cloak, you can definitely see there's a shape of a weapon on his hip that you guys would probably recognize to be a gun.
I would definitely recognize it because I know Wilvin.
Yeah. Also, he looks a little bit more beat up. In this light, the like scar over one of his eyes definitely is a little bit more pronounced. Oh, I need to throw up the Wilvin character design because I've shown it to you guys earlier, but I have not shown it on a video yet.
The lovely viewers and listeners.
Yeah, so
They
I will.
They deserve it. They
Now
deserve
I can't
lovely
put this
uncle.
one in the chat that we usually use, since Mega's gonna know he's alive, and I'm just gonna keep that in suspense for the entire time. Off camera, I love messing with these people, telling them Wilvin's dead. It's been going on for 5 weeks, but
It has.
yeah,
And
it's nonstop.
no offense to Wilvin, but during those 5 weeks, I couldn't remember who Wilvin was.
I actually have a whole plan for a Wilvin revenge arc.
Oh,
So
oh,
please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Please
ooh,
don't
interesting.
kill him.
Interesting
Please
information.
I'm
Okay.
wondering when the players get to DM this
So-
thing now. Like,
I don't
what?
want him to die. I don't want him to die. I had to plan because you said he was dead.
So actually, I think this is a perfect little break to tell you guys about something very cool. And by you guys, I mean everyone here and watching. Because
About
I
our
have
sponsor.
yeah, it's not actually a sponsor, but it is a little bit of a surprise I've been working on. Mega already knows because I told him earlier because he wasn't going to be here for this section. So I'm going to send you guys a little link to something, and I'm going to make it pop up on screen in one sec. Because guess what we have now? We have a fandom page on that wiki site.
Ooh.
It has a lot of information on it, including some stats of people you don't know. And also, for the people in this recording with me, do not, if you're looking at the table of contents, please, don't click on an NPC unless you know about them. Because they might not be for you to see.
Okay.
But,
Spoilers.
one thing we have on there, Wilvin's stats. You can see he has +6 intelligence. And other things.
It's
Not
great.
everything, obviously his full stat block isn't there, because, I can't spoil everything, but...
I wonder who Craig is. It says he's a shadow from Sir Archer's
Yeah,
basement.
that's a great page. That one's awesome. That one's from our AI video. That
Okay.
I was the only one of our main group that was there.
Yeah, you kind of were.
Those are some great videos. Okay, well, back to your regularly scheduled D&D now that I've put that out there.
Snazzy.
Okay. Now we gotta get back to this very serious scene of Wilvin being very depressed.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we should get this what's his name?
Skelly.
Skelly.
Oh, that explains why I was
Unless
just
you
calling
have
him
a better name
Skeleton.
for him.
I was just calling him Skeleton. So okay. He like picks up his arms and just starts dragging him along the wood boat with a horrible scraping sound.
That's Wilvin.
Yeah, so you guys wanna you guys gonna help him, or are you just gonna let him drag Skelly around?
I'll grab his feet and just
Hey.
like barely lift his pelvis above the ground.
Yeah, between you guys, you can hold him about 6 inches off the ground since you're both really short. Funny enough,
Hey.
both of you guys' height combined, I'm pretty sure is literally not the height of Sheeta. But, so yeah, you guys are able to carry, Skelly.
Be like an imposter in a human village. We can just both stand on. I can just stand on his shoulders, or he can stand on mine where it's suitable.
They'll never know.
How does Wilvin react to that idea?
Oh, you want to tell to him? Okay, so yeah, he looks at you as if you were insane.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so he kind of like tries to stay pretty quiet and leads you guys down a alleyway and into a kind of side area that there's a lock on. Except instead of opening the lock like usual, he puts his hand on it and it glows slightly for a moment and then it opens up and he's able to swing the door open. It's not a nice place. It is not tall enough for Sheeta you to stand up. Also, Gorog has come with you and is just standing outside the door on like one knee. So if you guys do, Wilvin would help try and bring Skelly in there. So Blub would have to follow him.
I'm helping bring him in.
Wilvin also says, "You elf man, I should have really learned your guys' names earlier. What was your name?"
Sheeta.
Ah, thank you. Sheep man, get in here.
How about I'm just gonna ignore him.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not gonna respond to him calling me sheep, man. Look at this tray.
He just kind of like he like clicks his fingers for a moment as if he's trying to remember something. And he's like, shh. He just like stares at you, just dead in the eyes for a moment. Sheeta, get in here. Gorog, I thank you as always, but unfortunately, a man of your stature is going to stand out like a sore thumb. So, if you could depart. Gorog just looks offended for a moment and then silently like reaches out to shake you guys' hand.
Okay.
If either of you guys want to take it.
Yes, I'll shake his hand.
I'll just drop Skelly and return the hand.
Yeah, you guys can both his hands. He like gives you a little salute and then closes the door behind you guys.
You could add some bone clattering sounds to the video.
I don't think I have a sound effect of bones clattering. I could make one. I could go get some bones, but if you guys want to spend the night here, you can. It is definitely an area that is sized for just a couple gnomes. It's definitely not the height of a normal room for a normal race that is taller. But you guys could definitely lay down in here.
I would like to spend the night here with absolutely no regard to Sheeta's comfort level or well-being.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, Sheeta, do you want to stay here, or do you want to go somewhere else so you try and
I'm
find a
gonna go
spot to
look
sleep?
somewhere else.
Aye. Yeah, you can sneak out if you want. Wilvin
Great,
just
I'm
like
sneaking out.
just shakes his head as you leave. It's perfectly warm in here. I don't know why you're looking for a nicer place, especially in the green light district.
I would rather have somewhere where I can stand properly, thank you.
Do you sleep standing up?
No, I don't
Then
sleep.
get back in here, sheep man.
Come on, it's culture. You gotta respect the culture.
Wilvin just shakes his head and just like sits back in like a chair and just starts
Okay,
snoring.
fine. I'll walk like this, and I just like crouch down and do like a weird like walk in. Is this better for you?
Yes. Now get some sleep. We have a long day of festivals tomorrow. You're coming along now.
At
Yes,
least there's
he
plenty
is.
of things to steal.
What?
I like money.
Alright, so you guys can long rest here even though you don't need to because you didn't use any spells or health, so there's no
Yeah,
point.
no need to long rest.
Yeah. So you're pretty much good.
I was not enraged for any of that, so there's no
Yeah.
point.
You're chilling. So you can see the sun filtering through the little cracks in the very shoddily put together wooden door of this little hideout. And Wilvin is up before you guys. Blubble, you awake to him like shaking you by the shoulders. He's just staring into your eyes, unblinking, just shaking you awake.
I start shaking myself.
Ah,
Does
good,
that.
you're up. And then he walks over to
I
Sheeta
am.
and starts shaking him.
How about can I like slap him because I'm startled?
Yeah, you can. Just roll a net. Just roll a d20 to try and hit him.
Okay.
It won't do damage. You'll see if he's fast enough to dodge you. He actually has a decent armor class. I think you'll be surprised.
17.
Yeah, you hit him. You slap him and he like jumps back and he's like, ah, good. Early riser. Let's get going. So he's gonna just kick open the door and walk straight out onto the street. And then he like runs back inside, grabs his cloak, and then like walks back outside, this time slowly opening the door. I forgot I'm on the run. Okay, let's get going. Do you guys want to follow him? You guys want
Yes.
to go back to sleep? You guys are very quiet.
I would
today.
I would like to follow him, and unlike Wilvin, I just slept in my cloak. So
Alright, are you coming too, Sheeta?
Sure. Where else am I gonna go?
Yeah, fair enough.
actually, I think what I'm wearing is more of a tunic than a cloak.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, first we're gonna have to get you guys some cloaks. Luckily, you're not as recognizable as I am. As he turns around, you can just see this, like, he has that, just, see, okay, so, I'm not sure if you guys noticed in Wilvin's character design, since it is kind of subtle and it's on the side you don't see as well. One of his eyes is not working anymore. Like, it's kind of, like, gray, and there's, like, a old scar through it.
I think he told us
he's-
that in the
yeah.
tavern.
He's not completely blind, but he's got like a little bit of vision still in that eye, and he's got that like scruffy beard, and you can definitely tell it's a fairly recognizable face.
Yeah.
Luckily, you guys aren't as handsome as I am, so well, if you guys aren't as much of a priority to get masks or hoods. But I do think we should leave the green light district. I don't like it here. And you can just see there's goblins wandering around the streets. And he's going to try and lead you out of the green light
Yeah.
district.
The goblins running any sort of business in this
There are a few businesses, but we're not going to touch on that until a future episode. So, we're gonna, he's going to lead you out of the green light district and into the main part of the city. So, welcome to Glimmerfjord. So, you can see the city is almost like two-tiered, and you can definitely tell it's a gnomish city because everything just looks like it's been put together hastily, mechanically, and very sturdily, even though it looks like it was thrown together. There's a lot of like ways up and down between the two levels this city has, with like pulleys that you like pull on that unlatches things and pulls you up like a crank. There's a lot of weird contraptions to get up and down. There's always stairs and ladders. But essentially there's buildings on the bottom floor. All of them have networks of catwalks and bridges across them, up to a second level that has similar buildings built on top of it. You can see a large airship with a beautiful purple balloon and purple banners hanging off of it next to a more like castle-like part of the district. And it's just a very nice area. And I am going to send you guys some pictures of what this city looks like. Now, I'm going to have to break this up into two separate parts since, well, it's two-leveled. So I do actually have the lower level and the upper level for you. I will throw those up on screen, one after another. So I'll throw up the lower one first, and then the upper one for anyone watching.
Like, you're gonna have like a smack sound effect.
Yeah, they are built on top of each other, but it is definitely a little bit more of a bigger map than usual. And you can see you're along the coast. This seems like the heart of the city. And you can see there's a lot of festivities, a lot of indigo and blue and purple and light blue banners and bunting put up around the area. Lots of decorations. It looks very pretty for a festival. And you can see that there's a lot of gnomes here. Not as many deep gnomes. There's a couple, but not a lot. You can see there are some stands selling masks as well.
Perfect. I want to go buy 3 of them.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can go up there.
Wait,
You
do
can
we
see
still
there.
have- do we still have Skelly, or
You do
did we-
not, because unless you want to have him, unless you want to be
No.
dragging a full skeleton around.
I would rather not. I mean, I'm not dragging the skeleton around. That's up to you.
Are you dragging a full skeleton around? Because that changes things substantially.
Yeah, I am not dragging a full skeleton
Okay.
around. Maybe if we had a large bag, I might put him in the
We
bag.
might as well be walking around with a xylophone if we bring him.
So yeah,
And
you guys can
playing.
see there are some masks for sale. They're like 2 gold each. And these don't look like normal festival masks. Instead of being like painted wood and animal stuff kind of things that you'd see at a normal festival, these are almost made from a thin stone or metal, sometimes wood, and they have like crystals on them, like almost like growing up them, and very cool like stone carved designs that look a lot less like faces and more natural. They're very pretty though. I do not have pictures of these, unfortunately. I will try and prepare some for the next episode because I just realized I should have. Hi. What do you guys want to do? You want to get masks? You want to look around?
Is anyone selling pieces of cloth?
Yeah, there's definitely people. There's vendors selling pretty much anything you could want here.
Great. Then can I go get like a bandana? A black
Yeah.
bandana?
You
how
can
much
see
does that cost?
there's a kind of there's a gnome, a rock gnome, so it's the more traditional gnome. He's got the pointy hat and the whole getup. You can barely see his eyes out from under it, and he's got a big bushy beard and a round nose.
Can I flip him 2 gold pieces and take a piece?
Yeah, he seems shockingly happy about this. That you just gave him 2 gold for a bandana.
Okay.
It's,
That's
stipulated to the
suspicious.
top.
Oh wait, are you talking about bandanas in like, because the masks are more like carved ones? And
And I know. I'm
yeah,
looking
okay,
for like
yeah.
I'm looking for a plain bandana.
Okay, yeah,
And
you
can I
can
put
get
it
one for
on?
yeah.
Okay.
That'll just
Now
be
my
pretty.
face is covered.
Yeah. So are you still shirtless? Because you've been shirtless this
wearing-
entire time.
Um, are you wearing the bandana like over your lower face or on your
Yes.
forehead?
Over
lower-
my lower face.
Okay.
I didn't even think about on the forehead.
No, not on the forehead.
So, Wilvin is walking over to one of like the mask stands.
Can I get a? Is there a place where I could buy a cloak?
Yeah, the same guy is pretty much selling some that you could
Yeah.
definitely get.
Let's see.
Get it in indigo. It'll heal your wounds faster.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just throw him 2 more gold pieces and take a cloak?
Yep. He seems like still surprised but very happy about this purchase.
Okay. So now I
As
have
you
a
walk
cloak.
away, you can see that the sign says 1 gold piece, but
Yeah, whatever.
It's like you like money a little bit more than to spend it like this gratuitously. Something
I'm generous because I steal. Okay, let's just say it's giving back.
yeah, you can see this very well-dressed guy selling linens that you've just given more money to.
Hey, Robin Hood.
So
He's well dressed because he's a gnome in a little hat. Every gnome in a little hat.
he also does sell the little hats.
I don't need
Name
little
one with
hats.
a looking
They
beard
seem
and a
to be
little red
they
hat.
seem to be priced more expensive the taller they are. And some of them seem to be off limits to common folk because they're too tall. So,
When you,
Wilvin's negotiating with one of the salesmen, and he's able to trade a few gold coins for a set of 4 masks, which he seems to get for a pretty good price.
Cheetah, you know why those hats are tall, right? In the rock gnome culture, you don't look in someone's eyes when you talk to them. You look at the top of their hat. You want to make them look high up in the air.
Is that to make them feel taller?
Yeah, Wilvin just like nods, like yeah, but he seems a little disappointed about it, as if it's like a hard reality. And he passes you each. He holds up some masks for you guys. You can see their various colors, and you guys can kind of decide what colors you want your masks to be. But they're all, or if you want to take one, but they're all like very crystalline and very neat.
I'm not taking a flashing mask.
I'm taking one. I'm kind of taking one that's like more greens and blues and purples that kind of matches my belt. Get the whole ensemble.
Wilvin has like a beautiful like orange one with little like speckles of gold in it, and like it's very pretty and flamboyant with lots of sharp crystals.
Can we add this to our inventory?
Yeah, you can. Okay. And then I guess Wilvin will just keep the other one. So he keeps the other 2 to give to Skelly, and he'll keep a backup, I guess, because he bought one too many. But so
isn't the backup for Skelly?
Yeah. Well, no, he bought 4. Sheeta doesn't want one, so he's just gonna have a backup.
Where do I cloak? Where do I just get a regular cloak?
So you guys can also see you can just add it as a custom item, or I can show you later, because it's not super important. But you guys can also see. So Kivitzer, as you look over at kind of like an alleyway, you can see some people in dark blue cloaks. Now, if you remember these guys, I'll let you remember them, or you're going to have to roll a history check.
Okay. Wait, hold up. So you're saying we've seen them before?
Who are the guys? Do we both remember
You can
the
see
guys?
some... I don't think Blubble would have noticed this.
Okay.
I think only Sheeta would.
Bubble is just vibing. Showing his mask.
So, do you remember them, Kivitzer? I'll let you use out-of-world knowledge. Okay, so if you want to roll a history check for me, I'll tell you if you recognize these people.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Since it's pretty recent, it won't be too hard. But
Okay, well, there's no shot that I remember them with a 5.
Yeah, no. You can definitely tell you recognize them, but not quite, as there's kind of... As 2 of them, because you can tell there's 3 of them in these dark blue robes, 2 of them walk back into the alleyway, and you can see one with long blonde hair kind of coming out through the front of her hood, look at you for a moment, and then walk back into the shadows with the rest of them.
Okay, I remember him now.
Oh, do you?
Yep. She's the lady I tried to steal from at the bar.
That's awkward. I wonder if she recognized you.
Can I do a check to see if you recognize me?
Yeah, if you want insight check, sure.
I probably know. 19.
Yeah, she definitely recognized you.
Got it.
Without a doubt.
I swiftly walk in a somewhat other direction.
Okay. So, as you kind of turn in another direction, you can see there's definitely a commotion in some of the crowd. A lot of people are moving side to side, and you can hear someone yelling, but not quite what they're saying. And there seems to be a commotion in the crowd, as if there's something going on over there. What do you guys want to do?
Can I go investigate it?
Yeah, sure. Blubble, you coming, or are you going to stick with Wilvin? Wilvin seems to be, like, talking to one of the people.
I'm sticking with Wilvin.
Okay. So, Wilvin doesn't seem to know what's going on, but as Sheeta walks over, toward the commotion, you can see someone is sprinting through the crowd, top speed.
Can I make a check to see if he's robbing something?
With your kind of experience in your field, you could tell that this person is definitely running from the guards of the city. And they're
Okay.
about like 3 feet tall, and I'm gonna send you vaguely what they look like.
Do we like these guards?
They are wearing the same purple armor as the other soldiers.
Okay, then I definitely don't try and trip this dude.
Okay, I'm going to send you a picture of what this person looks like. It is a grung.
It's a what?
It is a grung, a frog man. And here, I'll show it on screen for everyone.
Salamander.
That's a frog man.
Frog
So you can see this
man.
frog man is running directly at you. And when I say directly, I mean like he is on a collision course with you. Like there seems to
Can I
be plenty of other
sidestep him?
places to go. Yeah. As you
Okay.
sidestep, you see that like he like slides across the ground as if he was trying to go between your legs, but you just like sidestep instead. And he runs and like would you be paying attention, Blubble, to what's going on over here?
Yeah, I'm watching, but just from a distance.
Yeah, you can see he's running kind of toward where you and Wilbin are. And at a very high velocity. Like, he's about, like, 60 feet away, and he'll probably be there in, like, 5 or 10 seconds. Like, he is going.
Yeah, how close is he gonna come to me? Like, can I tell?
He looks like he is going to cut a turn so tightly, he might go between you and Wilvin.
I'm gonna look at Wilvin and put my foot out to trip him.
Bro, he's running from the people. We're like,
let
okay.
me
Yep.
make him do a dex save. I believe he has extremely good dex, but we'll see. Okay, so, I guess make a dexterity check, and I will contest it with him. Specifically with his acrobatics, which is
I got a 4.
he literally can't fail. He has unless he gets a natural 1, I guess. Yeah, he didn't. Okay, he got a 3 roll, but that's an 11 acrobatics check still because he has +9, so there was like pretty much no way he failed that. You see him jump, like fully backflip over front flip because he's running forward over your outstretched leg, and like brush Wilvin's beard as he goes by. And you can just see like this very shiny bow and arrow strapped to his back. It's like completely white with the like hand part gold, like as if it's like wound in gold.
I'm keeping my foot out for the guards now.
They actually seem to be like slowing down and running out of breath before they can even like get close to you after pushing
Can I-
through that crowd.
Trip one of them
Yeah,
and then
sure.
like run, or like hide in the crowd. Can I trip and hide in the crowd?
Yeah, so you make a dex check, or make a sleight of hand actually, even though it's technically with your foot.
Blubble has dialogue.
Okay, yeah, say it while he's rolling.
Everyone knows you can't trip a grung, but those guards usually you can get them. But
So I got 16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll the guard real quick. Holy cow! The guard got 18.
Huh?
The guard just sidesteps you and looks at you. He doesn't quite realize you were doing it on purpose, and he doesn't recognize you.
Great.
And he kind of
then
just keeps going.
Okay. And then can I like try and like integrate into the crowd a little bit more?
Yep. Make a stealth check.
Oh, there we go. +7. There's no way I like actually fail this. Okay.
And they're gonna roll
11?
at disadvantage because they're not even looking for you.
Okay.
Wait, 11? That's what you got?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If it was a flat roll, they would have saw you, but it was disadvantaged. They got an 8.
Okay.
So yeah, they don't notice you. They don't even notice you were trying to do anything. You're able to blend back in. The guards look pretty out of breath, and you can see there's someone kind of walking behind them. Not actually on the ground, but he's standing up on one of the catwalks, looking down, you see he's dressed very nicely, though you can't get a good look at him, as he kind of like looks down and just shakes his head and starts walking away. And you can definitely see his mouth move as if he just muttered something under his breath. And the guards are all looking up at him, and one of them like shoves another one and starts explaining why it was their fault that they didn't catch him to that guard. What do you guys want to do in this situation?
I'm just gonna like mutter to them like, everyone knows you can't catch a grung.
You said that already.
I said you can't trip one. I never said you couldn't catch one. They're two different animals.
Yeah, but I'd rather not be around here while that guy is.
Yeah.
Not the grung, he seems fine. Honestly, if he's stealing from that guy, I don't care.
What did you try? And then how about I sneak up behind him and whisper, why did you try and trip him?
Make a stealth check. We're gonna see if Will notices you.
Wait, is she asking me or
You're
asking
kidding
Will?
me. I got a 4 again.
He got a natural 20.
Okay, so he knows, but I still come up
He
and I
turns
tell
around,
him.
slaps you as you come up behind him. That's for earlier.
For what? Oh, never mind. I didn't say that.
Hey. So what do you actually say to him? I didn't hear what you actually were saying.
Why did you try and trip him? Why?
I said I wasn't trying to trip him. I knew I was no match. I was trying to trip the other guys.
Okay. I grumble and walk away.
Honestly, sometimes you gotta let a few people get caught. You always gotta break them out later, though. If it's gonna be life or death, save every last man, but, you know. That guy's just stealing. Honestly, just thieves aren't as useful as rebels.
It depends.
And he looks you dead in the eyes, Sheeta.
I also looked you dead in the eye.
I love this.
Yeah, now you just have 2 blubbles. You have 2 of them now.
I like Skelly. At least he could throw apples.
Hey, speaking of Skelly, we should probably go back and get him.
Right.
Eh.
So as you guys are able to head back, you're able to sneak past those skeletons. Or not skeletons, guards.
While we're at the market, let's try and grab a large sack.
Oh. Okay.
We can
Yeah,
make
you can
silly
find
stuff.
that guy who is selling the really tall hats. He has pretty much every fabric thing. He's got a nice fabric sack. You can walk up to him if you want. Body bags, get your body bags here. With a war's coming, get your body bags.
And then from a distance, I just mutter, he keeps yelling that, he's gonna need one.
I thought these were vegetable sacks, but I'll take one.
Are you slandering my business, young gnome?
Are they used body
You can tell
bags,
his
or
hat is very tall.
are they
You can
used
see
body
one of them
bags?
says potatoes on one side of it.
They
Not
use-
potatoes, potatoes.
Yeah. You can
Just
see
the
like
one that-
it's crossed out, and you could just say it just says bodies. This one's big enough for 2.
Do they all say bodies, or just the potatoes one says bodies?
You can see all the ones that used to have like carrots or beets or whatever or like thing was on it. Those ones are crossed out. There's some that are just blank.
I will. I'll take a blank one. You know, if you have a body that you're trying to hide, you don't want to arouse too much suspicion with a bag that says bodies.
Hey, don't worry, I have a deal today. Just get one of these for 5 gold, and I'll give you another one for full price.
Hey, you took 2 golden tips from my friend over there, so I should get a discount.
I've never met that man in my life. Also,
And
you
then
can tell this
I
is
walked
definitely just like... You can tell this is clearly the same gnome, but with like a different colored hat. But then again, you're not 100% sure, because it's hard to tell some of these people apart except for the color of their hat.
I'm glaring at him, but I'm still looking at the top of his hat and just wordlessly take out 5 gold pieces.
Okay, he takes it. If you want to upgrade to a double size, you can fit 2 bodies in there in case you got a lover. And you want to die
We
together.
might fit someone else's body in there. If you don't quit offering us scam deals.
Okay, get you.
I'll just take the regular size, please.
Wow. Well, I see you have a discerning eye. as he like flourishes his hand over like a rack of like 5 body bags. They all look exactly the same too. I think you'll find that some of these are better than others.
I'll look for one that just doesn't have any big holes.
They all seem to be identical and have no holes.
Okay, I'll just take one.
Good choice, my friend. Come back if you ever need more body bags. You know the war's coming.
The only time I'm going to need body bags is for a specific one.
He just looks at you but doesn't quite get the joke.
Thank you.
Come back anytime. If you're planning to die, come on back. Wilton just like looks at him and is like, I hate that guy.
He keeps making jokes that where I can create great punchlines, but I've already used the same punchline 3 times.
He just has a lot of body bags, okay? He's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
This guy's getting his own wiki article. Body bag man. His no name.
I'm putting this in my inventory, and the description says vegetable sack for legumes or unconscious friends.
Why is that such a good description? Okay, so yeah, you can carry that back if you want. Alright, so do you want to carry that back, I'm guessing? Or is there anything else you guys want to do in the market? Also, no. Wilvin would have told you guys by now that the Stone Song Festival is tomorrow. Which is why Blubbles up here in the first place.
I knew that already, but
yeah.
I don't know if
he would have told she did that.
Okay.
Which is, yeah.
See, are there any guards we can assassinate before we turn in?
You actually want to look for one? Okay.
I mean, if I can kill one,
if you want to roll a perception check, I'll tell you if you can find a guard to kill.
Okay.
Okay, roll perception.
Let me find perception on this long list.
They're alphabetized.
Can I roll a perception check and look for squirrels?
Yeah, you can look for squirrels.
Okay.
I got a 12.
12? You can see some guards. You can see 2 that are standing next to a certain staircase that leads up to that more castle-y area where the airship is. And there's a couple just wandering around, but it doesn't look like there's any that are in an easy spot to take out.
Okay, then let's not do it.
And what's Blubbles' perception?
20 on the squirrels.
You had natural. Wait, natural or no?
Unnatural 20 at 19 plus 1.
Okay, so you are able to see a squirrel that is sitting in the middle of the road, dead ahead of you, just staring you down.
I'm going to send the squirrel directly to hell.
Okay. So, as you hold up your hands, they glow red, and a pentagram appears below the squirrel.
Can't we just have the squirrel go chew up a guard's pants or something? That'd be
no.
better.
It is going directly to hell. That's what the spell is called.
Okay.
That's the spell. You can't go against what's written as the spell. So you can see these hellish tentacles rise around the squirrel as it is just petrified in fear as these things wrap around it and drag it down as fire comes up around it. Everyone around you seems horrified by what you've just done to the squirrel.
So am I.
Wilvin is just clapping good job. You got him.
And this is why I'm wearing the mask.
The guards don't even do anything. They just kind of stay where they are. They're a little bit scared of what you've just done. They just don't want to get involved because you haven't technically broken any rules, and they just yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
And then I tell them I need to learn that. That works great for threatening people.
Wolfen just looks at you and says, "Yes, it's a family secret."
Yeah, but why are you sending us Okay.
We have our family. It goes back generations to Blubble here's great grandpa, old Stone Claw Squirrel Slayer. He was a good man. Killed many squirrels. Vendetta to this day. And then he walks off for you guys to get back to your little hideaway to meet up with Skelly. And I think that's where we're going to wrap up the episode.
Okay.
Alright.
With Blubble sending a squirrel directly to hell.
Do we know if Skelly's still where we left him?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
Right. You guys are able to get back there, and we'll pick back up next time with Skelly. And we'll have the full group
Yay.
there for the Stone Song Festival.
Okay.
Get hype.